What's up, guys? Watson007 here, your favorite inconsistent YouTuber, back at it again with some new Yu-Gi-Oh content. And today I'm going to be covering the leaks that I'm a day late on. Shout out to being super busy with work and other stuff in life, but I still wanted to talk about it with you guys because some really cool stuff to take a look at in today's leak video. So if you guys are excited for these leak videos, as per usual, I guess you could leave a like. I mean, you're not really obligated to, but if you want to leave a like in the video, you could. You don't have to. I'd appreciate it though. And also, if you wanted to subscribe to the channel, again, you don't got to. You don't got to, but if you wanted to, that'd be appreciated. But we're going to be talking about some new cards in the game that are potentially for leveling up new characters in the Zexal World. We might be getting a Zexal World cap where we can get some cards for them. And these cards are really exciting, like Double or Nothing, as y'all saw from the title. We're going to talk about that and some other really cool cards. And we're going to take a look at the new Duel Kingdom PvP event that's going to be coming on the 10th. And I'm looking forward to that too. So without further ado, let's go hop into today's leak video and let's review the cards and the new event and all that fun stuff. So for what we got right here with the Duel Kingdom event, these are all like the banners and whatnot for the event right here. And for what I'm seeing on for my first impressions looking at this stuff, it looks like that when we're collecting the skill chips in this event, because for all you guys that don't know, the Duel Kingdom PvP event is going to be very similar to kind of like the season 1 rules of the actual Yu-Gi-Oh. So I believe that the purpose of this event is to collect star chips. We don't know what the star chips are going to be used for, but basically you go around the Duel Kingdom, and from there you're going to be able to duel actual players because it's a PvP event, not a PvE event. And it looks like that depending on the location that you want to collect your materials from, you get a bonus depending on what attribute that you play. So you can go into the volcano here, and then all your fire monsters, if you're playing a fire deck, will get a 300 attack bonus. If you go to the ruins, your light decks are going to get a 600 attack bonus, and if you're in the wasteland, it's going to get a 100 bonus. And it looks like EX skills are going to be able to boost it too, to where it's going to help you out even more. And it looks like that if you use certain EX skills, they're going to boost your abilities even more than what they already are going to do, which is really cool. Again, this is just first impressions. I'm not sure how exactly the event's going to work, but this looks really cool so far. And I'm hoping that they make the EX skills so overpowered enough where you're like forced to play that actual attribute deck to gain a competitive advantage in the duel. Because unfortunately, with all the PvP events in Duel Links, they always have some sort of caveat to where the meta decks are simply just better than the bonuses that you would get if you played the more fun deck in the PvP event. But hopefully with the environmental adaptations, I cannot say the word right now, but hopefully with that EX skill, if you use a proper deck to coincide with the element boost and whatnot, hopefully you get a huge advantage besides just a bonus attack. Hopefully you get like some advantage for like getting some monsters on the field or something like that. That would hopefully make the event a lot of fun, because it would force you to actually play the fun decks instead of, you know, dealing with an annoying meta. You know what I'm saying? That's just the biggest problem with the PvP events, is just going against the meta decks when you're hoping to get a break to try to play some more fun decks against people. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see how it goes. I'm really optimistic for the event, but I'm also cautious too, because I really like that new special duels that we got a couple weeks ago. But unfortunately, we had some old friends showing up in the meta, like Harpies and Shiranui, which was like, I played against those decks all the time rank PP. I was hoping for something like fresh, you know what I'm saying? And the little special duel events were only limited to 1 copy of each card. You couldn't have 2 of the same copy of a card in your deck. It was just 1 and done type thing, you know what I'm saying? But still, hopefully the Duel Kingdom event is really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, those are my first impressions, and you guys can take it with a grain of salt on what you're seeing on the screen right now, because I don't know how it's actually going to work once we get the event in the game. But now we're going to go talk about the fun stuff here. And as you guys can see right here, we have a ton of leaked cards here. And it looks like that these could be potential level up reward cards for characters in the game. We got Double or Nothing here, which could be a new level up reward card for somebody like Yuma. We have number 88 Gimmick Puppet Leo. This is a, you know, a Quattro card right here. We have Wind Up Zemaster, which would probably make sense most for Bronk, because that's kind of like a lot of the cards that you're able to get from him is the wind ups. So that's cool there. We have Herald of Light, which could be very fitting for Tori. And then the 2 oddballs right here is Big Tusk Mammoth and Message in a Bottle. So I don't know if they're gonna, like, if Konami's gonna do just some oddball level up reward cards for Kite and Shark, because they have done that before with previous characters, like in the DSOD world. Like Sarah and Scud had 2 unique cards for their unlock or for their level ups when the level up cap got increased in DSOD world. So Sarah got this one. I forgot what it's called again. So instead of trying to figure out what card that she used, it looks like that she had this card called Amaterasu, which was a very unique card that didn't really make too much sense for her character, but it was still like an interesting level up reward card. And I'm ashamed to talk about Scud here, but here it is. He had a Mega Monarch for whatever reason. Again, it didn't really seem that fitting for this character to have a Mega Monarch, but it was still a cool way to get the card by having a unique level up for the character himself. So maybe when we take a look at this right here again, maybe the message in the bottle and the big tusk mammoth are just going to be cards that are going to be like not super fitting for Kite and Shark, but they might be cards that are still level up reward cards just to have something unique. And I'm going to guess the big tusk mammoth is going to be a card that we could potentially get from Shark. And I think message in the bottle is going to be from Kite. Those are my guesses right there, but I'm not too sure. But again, a lot of these cards, especially the first four here, definitely look like cards that would be attainable from leveling up those characters and whatnot. Because again, all these cards right here are very fitting for the actual characters themselves and whatnot. So that's really cool. We also have Samel the Summoner, and we have All Out Attacks, which are probably going to be cards that are available in the next PvP rotation. Post editing Watt 007 here. So fun fact, the two cards I just mentioned, All Out Attacks and Symbol the Summoner, are cards that are going to be attainable in the Duel Kingdom PvP event, not ranked PvP tickets. Enjoy the rest of the video. And yeah, let's go take a look and review all these cards. First things first, we're going to take a look at Double or Nothing, and I'm really excited if we're going to get this card soon in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, because this card right here is a quick play spell card where when a monster's attack is negated, you can target that monster. It can make an additional attack during this battle phase, and if it does, its attack is doubled during the damage step only. Bro, if we get this card in the game, it's going to be insane, because if you use effects that can negate your own monsters from their attack, you can basically make it to where you negate your own attack by your own choice. Play your quick play spell, Double or Nothing from hand, make your monster attack again with double the damage right there. So this would be fantastic for, of course, Utopia, which was a iconic combo that Yuma used in the show. He negated his own attack with Utopia and then played Double or Nothing to boost his attack and then attack again with that spicy 5,000 points of damage, which is super, super exciting. So I can't wait to see Utopia get a little buff in a sense. And anybody that plays like stuff like Bacon Saver and whatnot, you can Bacon Saver your own monster, play Double or Nothing, double the attack of your monster, attack again. And there's probably some other cards in the game too that are going to allow you to do some cheeky combos like this. So this card legitimately might be a threat to deal with right here, and I'm curious to see how OP this card is going to see play in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And I think it's fantastic that we have this as a level up reward card, if you know the leaks are true here and my speculation is true, because that would be like a way to limit the card without putting it on the limited list, you know. So we'll hopefully see some cool stuff with this. I'm actually really excited to try this card out. I think it would be a ton of fun to play Utopia and do some little OTK action. So I'm looking forward to this, and I cannot wait to potentially unlock this card. Next up, we're going to take a look at the card right here called Herald of Pure Light. This card is a rank 2 light fairy Exceeds monster that takes 2 level 2 monsters. You can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card and then target 1 monster in your graveyard, add it to the hand, then shuffle 1 card from your hand into the deck. You can use the effect of Herald of Pure Light once per turn. This card has 600 attack and 1000 defense, and it's an okay card. It's a rank 2 searcher, or not researcher, a recycler, to where, yeah, you can just pop a material, target a monster in your graveyard, add it back to your hand, and then shuffle a card from your hand to your deck. I literally just read the whole text for you guys there. I don't know if this card will see any play, because summoning into rank 2 monsters is pretty awkward, but who knows, maybe something like frogs can be something in the future where they can tech this card to recycle certain things. I don't know. I don't know what would be a good competitive use for this card. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys can see this card being useful, because again, it's a generic enough card with an okay effect where I could see competitive play. But on the top of my head, I don't think it's going to do anything in the Duel Links meta or nothing like that, but it is still something interesting to take a look at, that's for sure. So next card we're going to take a look at right here is Wind Up the Master, and this guy right here is a rank 4 Earth Machine Exceeds monster. It takes 2 level 4 monsters to summon into this, so it's a generic rank 4, which is hype. This card gains 300 attack for each Exceeds material attached to this card. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card to target 1 face-up monster you control. Change that face-up monster to face-down defense position, and if you do during the end phase of the turn, change it to a face-up attack position. The card has 1900 attack and 1500 defense. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that this wind-up card is really going to help out the wind-up archetype per se. The only archetype I could see gaining any value out of this Exceeds monster would actually be Gearguz. Gearguz was a old competitive deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links that had to where if you flipped up the monsters and whatnot, they would trigger certain effects. And what's cool about the deck too is that you can flip the monsters back down to then continuously flip their effects, and it will have effects like destroy spell and trap cards, destroy defense cards and stuff like that. And I think this card would actually be a perfect fit for the archetype, considering that most Girgas that are used in competitive play were level 4 monsters. So this could be a fantastic little generic rank 4 to tech into the deck, because of the fact that you can change your face up monsters to face down defense position, so you can trigger your Girga attack and then use that as a master's ability to then flip them back down. So that's the only card I can see this card seeing use in. Other than that, it is kind of an awkward card because it's a very tacky effect where you have to use it in kind of flip decks here. And you also have to run this card itself, and there's only 3 monster zones, so it's going to be hard to see this card seeing much synergy. So I can only see it in Girga decks, so that's a little buff to them. But I can't think of any other decks that would use this card. But it's still an interesting generic rank 4. And yeah, let's move on to the next card. Next card we're going to take a look at right here is number 88, Gimmick Puppet of Leo. This card is a rank 8 dark machine exceeds monster. It takes 3 level 8 monsters once per turn. If you have no cards in your spell and trap card zone, you can detach 1 exceeds material from this card. And if you do, place 1 destiny counter on this card. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. When 3 destiny counters are on this card, you win the duel. This card has 3200 attack and 2300 defense. What a fun little card right here. I am very curious to see anybody pull this off on YouTube or just in general for an effect like this, because effects like these where you can just cheese out a win to win, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but at the same time, will anybody be able to pull this off? You would have to do this in like bronze rank, bro. Like, I don't know, you summon this guy and that poor dude in bronze rank that has blue eyes deck cannot get over this card, because his blue eyes is 3,000 points and you have 3,200. I don't know, man. I'm very curious to see anybody pull this off. Playmaker, if you're watching this, I challenge you to do this. But yeah, if this card becomes unlockable Quattro, this will be a fun one to try to get a YouTube clip or a YouTube short out, or just cheesing out this card. You're probably going to want to play a lot of hand traps. That's probably the wave to go, is that you're going to want to run like 3 Spear Karibo, 2 Kite, anything hand trap related, to like protect yourself with Leo here. Throw a couple Bacon Sabers in your deck to make sure they're in the graveyard. I don't know, dude. I want to see somebody win with this though, but they're gonna have to definitely use like graveyard effects and hand traps in order to survive to get 3 counters on this card. But yeah, very cool card right here. That's a very cheesy type of card that I would love to see play, that's for sure. And Duel Links. Next up, we're going to take a look at this card called Message in a Bottle. Again, I think this is going to be a level up reward card for Kite if the level cap gets increased. This card's interesting though. You can target 3 monsters with different levels in your graveyard, special summon all 3 of them. Their attack becomes 0. Also, their effects are negated. If you do not exceed summon this turn after summoning those 3 monsters, you lose 4,000 life points during the end phase. You cannot special summon any other monsters except by exceed summon during the turn you activate this card. What an interesting card right here. I don't know what would be the other card you would want to use in order to trigger this card. Maybe, I mean, if you played like in what's it called, in like Yuma's deck, Onomats, you can use Gaga Sisters effect to like match everybody's level if you want to, because it does. Oh no, it also says their effects are negated. Never mind. What an interesting card. So you would have to use a spell card where you make the levels of all the cards the same, or you would have to make or what you would have to do is use a skill to make some of the cards levels the same, because you need to exceed summon in order to be able to pop off this effect. And yeah, if your opponent stops you from exceed summoning right here, well, what's going to happen then is that, hey, Message in the Bottle is going to make you lose 4,000 life points. And maybe in the TCG, this wouldn't be that big of a deal if it failed, but this is Duel Links here, and you start off with 4,000 life points. So it is what it is, man. Sucks to suck. Things are not looking good for you, man. So very interesting card right here. This actually is a really cool card, and I'm very curious to see if anybody's going to do a little cheeky combo with this card right here to use it with another spell trap card and then go for some really cool exceed summons. It's really cool though. I like it. Okay, so I think I'm right. I think Message in a Bottle right here is going to be a card that's going to be obtainable from Kite here, because it looks like that he used this card in the show, so that's really cool. Also doing some further research on the whole Message in the Bottle and just why it's going to be Kite's level up reward card. Well, it looks like there's a skill called Shifting Up, where in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, right after Kite used Message in the Bottle, he used a card called Upshift, which made it to where all 3 of his monsters, whichever monster had the highest level, all 3 of them had that same level. Well, looks like there's a card right here called Shifting Up, or a skill, I mean, that's called Shifting Up right here, where it can be used once per turn when you control 3 light monsters. Until the end of this turn, the levels of all the monsters you control become equal to the level of the hot monster with the highest level on your side of the field. This skill can only be used if you begin the duel with an extra deck that contains no monsters other than Xyz monsters. So you're going to basically want to use Shifting Up in tangent with some sort of photon deck to utilize Message in the Bottle correctly, and then go into an insane Xyz summon like, I think, Neo Galaxy Eyes Dragon. Let me take a look at his level again. Yeah, go into Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. I think that'd be a fun way to summon into this guy, using that Shifting Up skill and utilizing the Message in the Bottle skill. That'd be hype. Literally anime type beat, bro. literally anime type beat. The last card we're gonna take a look at right here is Big Tusk Mammoth. This is possibly gonna be Shark's level up reward card at level 35, and this card is an Earth level 5 beast effect monster. Monsters your opponent controls cannot attack the turn that they're summoned. This card has 2000 attack and 1000 defense. So this is just a little cheese card that you can use if you can pull this guy out by tributing a monster and summoning into this card. It is a nice card because you're going to be able to stall your opponents out by a little bit because they just can't attack the turn that you summon this card. But if it gets floodgated and stuff like that, that passive effect is not going to happen anymore, so be careful of that. Maybe it can be used in some sort of Monarch deck that's already able to tribute summon stuff off. You can use this to stall a little bit or have it as like a little like win more card to boost your Monarch star up. I don't know, just spitballing ideas out here, but it is an interesting card to have in the game, and I'm very curious to see if it is going to be Shark's level up reward card. And well, that's going to do it for me in today's Duel Links leak video. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you have not already, be sure to leave a like on the video down below and sub to the channel for more Duel Links content. Other than that, your favorite inconsistent YouTuber is out. See you guys later. Have a good one.